This is Wrestling Nostalgia with Dave Dynasty. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a special little short episode of Wrestling Nostalgia. This is just going to be real brief. Not going to get too much. Not going to have all the bells and whistles in this episode. But I have to say a few words about Terry Funk. As I'm sure you all know by now, on August 23rd, 2023, Terry Funk passed away. And Terry Funk is absolutely one of the greatest of all time in wrestling. One of my favorites. One of the most remarkable careers that I've ever heard of in anything. Right? It's remarkable. I mean, this guy was a territory star early in his career and became NWA World Champion. And then after that, when his dad's territory went under and he was kind of, a little more freed up to go wherever he wanted, that's when, Terry Funk became kind of just phenomenal and this remarkable name. I mean, has always been one of the biggest stars ever in Japan. Just a remarkable career over there that's led to promotions and advertising deals and albums and everything else. But then, of course, it's like he was always, really think about it. He was always right there when something big was breaking. It just seems, right? I mean, he was there in WWE when they're, WWF at the time when they started their national expansion, right? Even getting some title matches with Hulk Hogan but there at the time for a short bit, and then moved on. And then when WCW was, having that run in 88, 89, where financially there were struggles, but creatively there was some great stuff going on, and he wrestles Ric Flair in the I Quit match. I mean, and look at Funk at that time. He's in the best shape of his career. He looked great. And, that was all, it was just so good. I remember that so much. It was so great. But then here, a year later, revives himself in ECW, right? Is there at the beginning, gives them credibility when they're still Eastern Championship Wrestling, gives them more credibility when they expand and do their own thing and become Extreme. And he's there, on their first pay-per-view and whatever else. He helped make that company. I don't think there would have been an ECW without him because of the credibility and the impact that he made being there. And this started shaping the industry. And then, later he's in WWE again for a stretch, doing the Chainsaw Charlie thing, and was tag champs with Mick Foley, and Cactus Jack, and was there during that part, some of the Attitude Part area, and it's just all these things, and there's Terry Funk is there, and the guy, late in his career wrestled on WrestleMania and wrestled in Japan, and was on pay-per-views and did all these things, and this is in the twilight of his career when most guys are done. His career was so long and so remarkable from beginning to end, and his impact is just unheard of, right? I mean, it's just remarkable, the impact that he has had, the influence he has had on guys, and just, and then not only that, but then you hear the stories of him sharing the locker rooms and how much he helped guys and talked to guys and made them feel important, made them feel special, made them feel that, hey, they were just as big as he was, right? And doing that was just very supportive. And, Funk always did it his way, right? He always did it his way. You don't hear any stupid shit about him. And it's just, man, the memories, my personal memories. I mean, the empty arena match with Lawler was incredible. Like I said, I very much remember him in WWF, in the early 80s, and, wrestling Hogan some and being there. I definitely remember his run in ECW in that time. Absolutely 100% remember him attacking Flair after the Steamboat match, and that leads to the I Quit match, and that whole stretch. That was great stuff. And definitely remember the Chainsaw Charlie stuff, and and even if you thought it was goofy, it's just like you just realize all the stuff this guy's doing that Funk did. You're just like, man, this dude's just having fun, right? He's doing what he wants, doing his thing, having fun. I mean, he turned down money and contracts in different situations just to do what he wanted to do and to support what he wanted to support. I mean, you don't think that it's some, he said it, but you don't think that some point during his stretch in ECW he could have jumped. Of course he could have, right? Of course there was offers. Of course there was money on the table, but he enjoyed what he was doing. He realized the importance of what he was doing and the help he was giving, and was there. And I apologize if I'm rambling. I have no script, right? I just wanted to just sit here and kind of free flow on Terry Funk. One of my favorites of all time. I have my entire professional wrestling viewing days. I have always been a Funk fan, right? I've loved everything he's done. And I got the opportunity, many moons ago, 20 years ago, close to 20 years ago, to meet him in Chicago on a show we were both working up there. And I was just a kid, right? I was in my 20s. I was very green, very new to all this. I was still doing just a managing thing. And, I get there, I'm there pretty early and get there, and there's, hey, there's Terry Funk wandering around. And, during that time, you didn't try to mark out over a guy, and you tried to play it cool, but man, I was Terry Funk. And, and I approached him and spoke with him a bit, and he was really, really nice and really, really kind, and talked to me for a minute. The guy I was with, just had his camera, right? This is pre-cell phone, and camera phone, whatever days, and he had his camera in, and I was like, hey, can I get a picture? And he got the picture of us, and I'm so glad, right? I'm so glad. I know he did so many appearances over the years, but it was different, right? It was so cool at that time. This wasn't at a convention. This wasn't at a paid appearance. We were both on the show, both at the show in Chicago, and I got to spend just a couple of minutes talking to him, just a little, nothing in depth, but just a little bit, and to get a picture so that I will always be able to look at that and remember that time and that brief interaction, and how cool that was, right? And how, for me as a wrestling fan, how important that was to me. So, again, like I said, there'll never be another Terry Funk. There'll never be another guy like him. I just don't think there can be. And he was truly that original, that one of a kind. And was just always, setting the trends, always having an impact on the business, and will be absolutely missed by so many guys. There's so many guys out there, of course, that were very close to him. Not just professionally, but personally. But even as a business, he'll be missed. We obviously, knew recently he was having some problems and this was coming, but it doesn't make it any easier. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to hop on, give you a very, very brief little talk. Like I said, I apologize that I'm rambling. It's just a free flow of thoughts. We will be back next week with a regular episode. I will have Steve Kern on. And at the beginning of that, he talks about his memories of Terry Funk as well. Because when I recorded that interview, we were just a few hours, just a very few hours from the news breaking at Terry Funk. So I got to really get kind of the initial reaction from Kern to this. So it's pretty wild. So anyway, new episode coming next week with Steve Kern. We'll see you guys there. Thanks, everybody.